I mean, who said this months ago when I talked about Stefon Diggs wanting to get the hell up out of there? Y'all think his brother this is his brother. This ain't some distant relative.
No.
This is his brother who's also, and I was listening to y'all on Get Up earlier today. My man Dominique Foxworth made that point. You think that this ain't some distant relative. This is a dude who's a brother, who's a sibling, who's also a star in the National Football League. By the way, Trevon Diggs, get yourself healthy, my brother. Ain't nothing but prayers and love for you. The bottom line is that's his brother. And his brother is saying it. Something we all know because we've seen it in Stefon's demonstrative tendencies in the AFC divisional playoff game. We heard about it in the offseason. We saw it when he showed up to training camp late, and they still needed to huddle with him to have a conversation, Shannon and Jeff. But now we go to this, and we go to a game yesterday. We know the turnovers were the difference. It either stalled Bills' drives or led to Denver points. We get that. The 4 turnovers by the Buffalo Bills simply can't happen. But I want to get a bit more specific about Stefon Diggs here. Season low in targets, 5. Season low in catches, 3. Season low in receiving yards, 34. This season, first 6 games of the year, averaging 103 receiving yards per game, 5 touchdowns, topped 100 yards 5 times. The last 4 games, 62 receiving yards, 2 touchdown catches, and that's about it. And by the way, did y'all know this, Jeff Saturday, Shannon Sharpe? Josh Allen has thrown about 12 touchdowns in the playoffs throughout the years. Do you know not one single one has been to Stefon Diggs? Not one. And then my man Dan Orlovsky's texted me earlier this morning. I can't take credit, got to give it to him, talking about what he's seeing. Stefon Diggs ain't even being targeted most of the time. They're not even calling plays for one of the elite receivers. And if that is happening, I have to believe, guys, and correct me, y'all know it better than me. I just want to throw this out, my last point. For McDermott, for that to happen, your offensive coordinator and your head coach ain't incompetent. They kind of know what they're doing, okay? If that's happening, I'm wondering how much is the attitude factoring in to the level of dissension that I believe, or tension that has grown, and you might have a situation where they're looking to move in a different direction. So let's see what other people have, because we tired of this dude, even though we know he's an all-world receiver. I don't know that. I don't cover the Bills. I'm just saying it appears that way to me, Shannon. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's human nature. Obviously, when you have a disgruntled player into the building, what you try to do is you try to win games. You're there to win games, but you are human, and sometimes you get tired of dealing with attitude and the constant back and forth on the sideline, as you mentioned earlier, Stephen A., the demonstrative attitude. But let me take what you said in the beginning. Having been a former player, having had a brother that was an NFL player, I understood very early on whatever I said was going to be a reflection that he told his younger brother something. I was very, very conscious of telling my sister, my mom, you cannot say anything because it's going to be construed as it came from me or it came from my brother. Right. So just be careful. Whatever you say, good, bad, or indifferent, you are the parent, you are the sister of Sterling and Shannon Sharpe. You're absolutely right, Stephen A. So what? You think Trevon Diggs is all of a sudden, of all the things he could have tweeted, he tweeted that. He could have tweeted like, hey, bro, get my bro more involved. Hey, do y'all forgot y'all got 14 on your team? He's out there. That's not what he tweeted. He tweeted 14 need to get up out of there. That's not an accident. And you're absolutely right, Stephen A. When you reported that, to knock it down and try to make you look bad, oh, man, he don't know what he's talking about. Now, all of a sudden, it looked like that tree has fruit. Now, all of a sudden, I ain't seen no tweets this morning. I ain't seen no commentary this morning. But you're absolutely right. Stefon Diggs seems to be upset. He seems to have been upset for a while, considering he's looking at it like the Bills' window is closing. We're not getting closer. We're getting further away.
That's right.
And it's starting to wear on him. But the reason why you're getting further away is because the guy that touches the ball 65, 70 times is turning the ball over. And I'm going to say this one last time Saturday, and I want you to take it away. You never accept anything in a win you wouldn't in a loss. When Josh Allen was turning the ball over, he's always been high turnover. But what did they say, Stephen A? We won the game. We won the game. Now all of a sudden you can't get out of your own way because of those turnovers. Now you got a problem with it. When you didn't have a problem with it before and you could have corrected it, Josh, you've got to do a better job of taking care of this football, because eventually we're not going to be able to overcome your bad play. And now they can't overcome it. Now they're looking at him sideways. But it's been a problem.
Yeah.
You just didn't correct it because you were winning.
That's right. No, I couldn't agree with either of you more. When you think about the situation between Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen and the frustration that we saw at the end of last year, and then Stephen A., how you kind of riddled through what happened at the beginning of the season, winning cures a lot of that, right? And production cures a lot of that. So we start out this first 6 games, like you said, 100-yard average, whatever it is, a guy's leading the league, and all of a sudden your team starts to struggle. And if you saw last night and you watched closely, the first or one of the tips to Kincaid, it was over the middle, it was a first or second, third down that they didn't turn the ball over. It hits him in the hands, and Diggs had run like a little curl route and was standing beside it. If looks could kill, that dude looking at Kincaid or whoever it was who dropped it and back at Josh Allen, because he understands Josh Allen became Josh Allen because of him.
Yes.
Like, don't mix the message, right? Like, great quarterbacks and Hall of Fame quarterbacks got great receivers. Now, can they make a receiver much better? Absolutely. But Diggs is a dude, right? He ain't just a receiver that you're trying to make look better. He makes you look better. And so when you target Gabe Davis or you target Kincaid or you target more than you're targeting your dude, there are issues there. And the problem for Diggs is he's not going to sit back quietly and take that. And I will tell you, from a quarterback to receiver exchange, it's going to get frosty. And Diggs understands that if he's not getting the ball, this team ain't winning.
Let me say this, and let me say this about me, and I'm dead serious. I'm not joking around. I don't play around with this. I don't give a damn what platform I have here on First Take. I don't make up stories.
No.
And when I came on the air, Shannon, months ago, and I said, yo, I'm hearing he believes Stefon Diggs feels their team missed the window of opportunity. I said, quote, I was told that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, there were NFL players that I don't do that unless it's money. If I tell you somebody said it, that's what they said.
Well,
we don't play around.
According to that tweet, it appears to be true.
And let me tell you something. We all said this. His brother tweeting that out, that's calculated, bro.
No question.
That's calculated,
no question.
right? And good for him. Yeah. Like, that don't bother me, right? But because you know what's going on in the building.
Qualified.
And he's qualified.
It's Trevon Diggs.
More
that's
than
his brother who's a star in the National Football League.
Shannon's experience from his own family, but that is calculated. That is a shot fired.
If I heard something from Shannon Sharpe about Shannon, I'm going to be like this. Damn, Shannon really feels that way.
It's the gospel.
Shannon really feels that
That's
way.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly right.
Hey, if you hear something and vice versa, and friends also, if you hear something from Bucket, it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's the gospel.
That's right.
All right. Josh Allen, 14 turnovers, 11 interceptions, most in the NFL this season. I want to focus on the team, though. Right now, the Bills are 10th in the AFC. Jeff Saturday, are they done?
They're done. And it's a shame because, listen, I love this football team. I love the Bills Mafia. I love everything about Buffalo. When Bills are good, man, it's our league is better. And I played in the AFC East when I first came in the NFL. I love going there. This is a great fan base.
Unbelievable.
The issue for them is the injuries on defense. They've been decimated. And then yesterday they had 5 starters not playing, even after White, after Milano, season-ending injuries. But when you look at this team, they went, Leslie Frazier from 2017 to 2022 had them the first ranked defense in defensive efficiency. They move on from him. McDermott's now calling the defensive shots. They're 16. Now, injuries are going to play a large part of that, but White has been injured before. They find ways to do it. From 1 to 16 is a significant drop. The turnovers from Josh Allen is continuing to happen. And to Shannon's point and to Stephen A's point, this isn't going away. I said this morning, he's the reason, right? Like Josh Allen is the reason. He's the reason why you're always in contention, and he's the reason that can bury you. Because if he plays well, there's not a better quarterback in the game. But when he plays poorly, it's going to be hard to overcome him because the turnovers. Yesterday, the Broncos had a 6-yard drive and a 9-yard drive that equated to 6 points. That means wherever the ball was spotted, they had points. You can't overcome that in the NFL. Those are the interception before you go into halftime. man, situational football matters. So when I say they're done, they're going to play better opponents than the Denver Broncos.
Right.
And tip of the cap to them. They're playing good football right now. But at the end of the day, they're going to play better opponents as this season continues to move forward. And you just don't see that same vitality in them as you saw at the beginning of the season.
Go ahead, Shannon.
And this is one of the main reasons that I'm leaning towards Jeff Saturday that they're done is because why? Because Josh Allen can't protect the football. See, you can't say all they have to do is protect the football because that's something that Josh Allen has never done. Right. On a consistent basis, he's never protected the football. And so now you're asking him to be something that he's never been since he's entered into the NFL. Yes, you're talking about a guy that's 6'6", 250 pounds, has a laser for an arm, can make every throw on the field. He can run, he can use his leg. He's extremely athletic. But those are the things that get him in trouble because he thinks he can throw a football through a hurricane. And he's always attempting to do something in a situation that he shouldn't or doesn't have to do. Why would you throw and hold on and why would you even attempt to make that throw right before the half? Did you not see? You first of all, you're late on the out route, and if you're late, guess what? The guy's going to undercut it, and it's going to be a pick the other way. Yep. Josh Allen turns the ball over entirely too much, but far too long we overlooked it because he was winning. And when I say guys are turning the ball over, I get labeled a hater. But all I'm trying to do is save you major disappointment down the road. Because guess what happened? When the rubber needs to meet the road, you play these better teams. Just think about it. Saturday, what you said. They started a drive. They got 9. They was at the 9. They was at the 6. Imagine if you're playing a really good team. You're playing Kansas City. You're playing the Bengals, or you're playing the Ravens, or you're playing the Cowboys. That's 14-10 at the bare minimum.
Right. Well, Shannon, here's the deal. First of all, I know I am a fan, and I know when I bring this name up, you're gonna be a fan. Cat Williams.
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah. What the brothers say, the more haters, the merrier. I mean, if you got 15 haters, you should be ashamed of yourself. It should be 25.
Try to get more.
He's from down our way. He's from down near Shannon's way.
Exactly. So let's get that straight. And you're absolutely right. 94 turnovers in 87 regular season games since his rookie year for Josh Allen. That's 9 more than any other quarterback in the league. You know, Jared Goff is second at 85. I'm also going to throw it at Buffalo's defense, though, because, Jeff, you pointed out the injuries, okay? So we've got a situation with Davius White out for the season. Milano and Daquan Jones obviously out indefinitely. Micah Hyde didn't play last night as well. Why do I bring that up? I'm looking at this number here. The Bills, they forced 13 turnovers in the first 5 games. They've only forced 2 turnovers over the last 5 games with injuries taking their toll. So that plays a role as well.
Absolutely.
First of all, you're not as opportunistic defensively, and offensively, your quarterback is allowing other teams to be opportunistic. What do you expect? You expect what we saw last night.
Yes.
Stephen A., let me ask you this. In that situation on 3rd and 10, why would McDermott bring a bomb blitz when the guy's already missed 2 PATs and a field goal? You can't put your defense in that situation. They're playing off coverage. And when I say bomb blitz, ladies and gentlemen at home, I mean 0 coverage. He's playing off. You give the wide receiver a running start with no press. So now he's going to be around you. What do you think he's going to do? And everybody keeps saying all he has to do is get his head around. That's easy for you to say on your couch or when you're watching the game in a bar.
That's right.
But when you're out there on the field, you panic. And more times than not, you're going to see a 28-yard pass interference.